Hi, I'm Kai. I'm 11 years old and I have developmental coordination disorder, also known as DCD.
Kai's mum. Kai got diagnosed with developmental coordination disorder back in 2014. As we journeyed through that, there was very much not enough support for us in the country. There wasn't enough support for families like ourselves that have the diagnosis of developmental coordination disorder, or DCD, and that's when my husband and I decided to found Developmental Coordination Disorder Australia. So recently we've changed from Dyspraxia Kids Australia to Developmental Coordination Disorder, or DCD Australia. The reason for the name change is that Developmental Coordination Disorder is actually the correct diagnostic name for this disability, and also the dyspraxia is really a symptom of DCD.
I think there's definitely a lot of misunderstanding around what dyspraxia is, and due to lack of education, people kind of associate with dyslexia, or they'll think maybe you mispronounced the name.
My experience is that it is still often, and was very much, overlooked and misread as some other area of concern.
So DCD is actually really considered like a motor learning disability. So children with DCD struggle to learn both fine and gross motor skills. So that could be anything from learning to use a knife and fork, tying their shoelaces, to learning how to print or ride a bike.
The survey, staggeringly, we found that 1 in 4 parents responded that their child did not enjoy going to school. And 86% of parents felt that their child's movement difficulties negatively impacted their ability to reach their potential at school.
DCD can really have a massive impact on school, but I would argue probably it's not so much having an impact on the kid, it's how the teacher deals with it.
So sometimes teachers or parents might even consider the children lazy because they're not acting to their potential. But what we actually found on fMRI is that children with DCD are activating twice as many brain regions as typically developing children. So they're actually working doubly hard but not getting the results.
But these are not clumsy kids or scarecrow kids, and they're not lazy, but it can come over that way if you don't have awareness.
DCD affects probably 1 to 2 children in every classroom, so teachers are very good at being able to identify these children. So some of the things to watch out for are if they seem particularly clumsy, have difficulty with written output. Might also show behaviours about avoiding certain activities, so they could show some refusal in the classroom or begin to act silly around those motor tasks. PE class might be a struggle for them as well. So teachers are in a good position to compare children with DCD or identify those that might be at risk.
So I think some really obvious things as a teacher that came out or worked with a child with DCD was firstly
breaking the task down to small achievable goals.
Another strategy was taking away things that would make tasks difficult that didn't matter. So when we could make it on the iPad to avoid the handwriting, he would type straight away or voice to text. And just time, allowing him more time for everything he did.
Again, it's always saying, don't take a deficit model, take an asset model. The strength of kids with developmental coordination disorder that they bring to the class, and no, that's not the strength of catching a ball, because that's one of the real weaknesses that comes in, but their empathy. The fact that the majority of children with developmental coordination disorder have above IQ.
I wish teachers understood that just because you may not be able to see any major physical manifestation, or that you don't understand the impact that DCD has on your students, doesn't make the impact any less real or valid for your students.
To understand about the child is that all the information is being processed. It just doesn't come as readily or as quickly as a normal child, you know.
The more I learn about DCD, the more I realise there is to learn about DCD. So it's a journey. It's a journey for my child, it's a journey for our family. But fortunately, with the work that DCD Australia Inc. are doing, there's going to be a lot more information around.
To have a child with developmental coordination disorder, what I would love teachers to know is that he is a regular kid with dreams like everybody else, every other child in the classroom. And it just takes him a little bit of time to get the end result, but with the right support and the right understanding, he'll get there.